finally, if you're done hearing about bike movies, the last of the movies to be reviewed, 2012, it was released on my birthday, August 24th, 2012. Premium Rush. I remember seeing this in theaters with my friend Jonathan at the time. Couldn't tell you which theater we saw it at. I paid $5.95 for this used copy at Rasputin's World of Music on Sisk Road in Modesto, formerly Babies R Us, right next to the Vintage Fair Mall. Starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Michael Shannon. An expert and spellbinding adventure, said Roger Ebert. Dodging speeding cars, crazed cabbies, and 8 million cranky pedestrians is all in a day's work for Wiley, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I feel like this movie was paying homage in a way to the Quicksilver film because the Kevin Bacon character was a stockbroker that had a bad run, and then he just went into the world of messenger delivery service to forget his God-given talents. So too, the Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was a law student graduate who never took the bar and didn't want to be a stiff suit. So he was avoiding his future reality by being a fixed gear, steel frame riding, no braked messenger delivery guy. And then he's got a hot girlfriend. So that, anyway, we won't get into that. So 1 hour and 31 minute runtime. That's how long this film is. And let's just get right into the reviews. Rotten Tomatoes, 75%. IMDb, 6.5 out of 10. Google users are 81. However, that being said, the director, David Koepp, he is known as a screenplay writer mostly, and he co-wrote this film with somebody else. He is considered the 9th most successful screenwriter of all times. The films that he was involved in were over $2 billion in profit for the production companies. This particular film was not a box office success. $35 million budget, it only grossed $31 million. And the director was a fan of William Friedkin and The French Connection, and he wanted all of the chase scenes to seem like a William Friedkin chase scene. It was almost CGI-like with the way that he was weaving in and out of traffic, and there'd be these lines to show where he was going. I don't know. I remember seeing this movie in theaters and enjoying it. The tagline for this film is Ride Like Hell. I'm sorry, I got a lot of notes. That's why I'm looking down a lot. Shot entirely in New York City. Interestingly enough, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the film was filmed in 2010 and then didn't release to 2012. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, while during production, was riding and crashed into the back of a yellow cab, smashing through the rear window, severing his arm almost. 31 stitches. And that delayed production.
All right, I'm popping up because I can hear my kids starting to get upset. So I don't have any more time for any more.
I was very alarmed to see that. I wasn't expecting you.
The movie?
Just pop out of the background like
Here's
that.
all you need to know. It was good, but it was too long. You know the Planet of the Apes? How it gets to be to the point where you just realize there's too many monkeys in this movie.
It's the premise of the Planet of the Apes.
That's how this movie was, all right? We get it. You're zipping through traffic. You're going into oncoming traffic. This is scary. All right, we've got crying babies. Not in the movie. Just
What's your rating?
I'll give it a 4 out of 5, but too much biking.
Yeah, and I agree with her. I'm a little bit lower. I'm 3.5 out of 5. At first, I was a 3 out of 5, but then the more that I read about it and the more that I thought about it, I did enjoy it. It was sort of kind of like Quicksilver, where they had to have this underlying plot of criminal activity to drive the whole story. Interestingly enough, author by the name of Joe Quirk, sounds quirky, he sued the production saying that they ripped off his 1998 novel, similar theme, called Ultimate Rush. However, his case was later thrown out by the courts in 2013. And I think that's the problem with this film. It drags on, and the bike scenes and the races are just too much. Too much, I tell you. It was intense, but it could have, I don't know, though. I mean, like, It's an hour and 31 minutes. It's like right there, but I did kind of start to lose interest with the bike scenes. Like, for example, and I keep going back to this because it's one of the best movies I've seen all summer. Now we're in fall. This movie had a runtime of almost 2 hours, I think. A Bronx Tale, but I just wanted to see what was going on and I wanted more. Lord of the Rings, 3 hours long, but you're drawn in. This movie ran a little thin for me towards the end, but it was still enjoyable. I had completely forgot that this movie even existed until my friend Jonathan mentioned to it. So is it a classic? Probably not, because otherwise I think it would have stuck more in my mind, and he had to bring it up to jog my memory that I saw it with him in theaters. So there you go. That's our review, Premium Rush. We have completed the quadrilogy of all of the bike movies. There's another one that I did not review called Rad from the 80s, which is more BMX, but this is mostly road bikes. So I will consider this series concluded. Until next time, we're finally going to get around to reviewing Clean and Sober, starring Michael Keaton, I promise. We'll see you then.